If you sit a lot, you've probably heard that there's a right way to do it, right? You want your back straight and your head over your shoulders and your arms at your side and your feet flat on the floor. And all these things are great, except for one small problem. Nobody sits that way, right? We're moving, we're changing, we're in different environments, we're in different kinds of chairs. Our bodies are designed differently. So what I want to share with you is the idea that there are more demanding and less demanding ways to do it. Why talk about it? For years, it was like, oh, it's so much better. I got an easy job. I just sit all day. And then what did we start to see? We saw problems with the neck. We saw problems with the shoulders. We see problems with the wrists. We see people getting fatigue. We got all of these issues going on. And the reason is because people are sitting in more demanding ways. And in many situations, they're not aware of those demands, right? If you're out and you're lifting and you're pushing and you're pulling, it's very easy to go, oh, that's demanding. When we sit down, we're like, oh, yay. And then what do? We dive in and the demands start to present themselves. So let's talk about what those demands are and some ways you can deal with it. So the first principle that I want to share with you is called set up for neutral. And all that means is your body has what's called a power position or neutral positions where the body's designed to work its best, where it's most efficient. And that is the head kind of relaxed over the shoulders. It is the shoulders just relaxed at the side. It's typically with a slight lean so that I'm back into my chair, so it's supporting me. It's with the angle between my lower body and my upper body open. Just meaning it's greater than 90 degrees, right? And it's with my arms and my wrist in kind of a neutral, straight posture. Here's the issue. People will come in and they will not think at all about these neutral postures. They are thinking about, I got to get that report out, or I've got to get this just job done. And so what do? However this was left before they got here, they will sit down and they will go to work. In other words, this is inviting my posture. And what it's doing, it's inviting me into demanding postures. My head comes forward, I pull away from my backrest, I'm reaching for the mouse, or I'm reaching for the phone. Here's what I'd like you to think about. The idea of set up for neutral means think about you first, right? I know you're thinking about the report and you got to get it done, but getting it done also means being efficient about it and not making your body work harder than it has to. So what we ask people to do is come and sit down and get into more of a neutral or power position. I'm sitting back into my chair. I'm relaxing my arms at my side. My head is balanced over my shoulders. My feet are flat on the floor. And then I go, how far away am I from being able to do any work? And depending on how far away I am, it's like, well, wait a second. Can I stay in this posture and can I make the work come to me? Right? All I'm doing is just shifting the emphasis. I can either go to work or I can go, no, work, you come to me. That's the beauty of most workstations now, is that keyboards will move, mice will move, phones will move, and what are they designed to do? They're designed to accommodate you rather than you having to accommodate them. So think first about how do I set up my environment so that it is more neutral and invites me to stay in good posture. Now, here's what's going to happen as your day progresses. Something's going to come, an email's going to come, whatever. You need to do something right away. So what happens? Sometimes we do get tense and the head will come forward and the keyboard will get moved a little bit or whatever, and maybe we're in a more demanding posture. But guess what? What have we created here? We've created an environment that invites us back to that neutral posture. Instead of being too far away and everything, right? Now, what's the invitation I'm getting? The invitation I'm getting is to move farther away and do my work in a more demanding posture. So first step, set up for neutral. Set up to be more in the power position and then make your work accommodate you. Second thing, this is actually one of my favorites because really what you're trying to do when you have a job that requires you to sit all day long is you want to kind of confuse your body so that it doesn't know what you do for a living, right? If you sit all day long, your body's going, okay, your blood flow is going to change, the muscles are getting worked in more demanding ways. But if you can mix it up a little bit, changes dramatically. Here's the problem. We are so focused on getting stuff done that people will stay in a certain position for hours, and then it's break time. So what do? They get up, they walk down the hall, they go into the break room, and then they get into the same position. And the body's in there going, oh, good, different lighting. Nothing else has changed. You know when the body felt the best? When it was on the walk between the office and the break room. So here's what I want you to think about. If I need to get a report out, what are the different ways I can do that? Well, one, as I've already discussed, is to just set up for neutral, and this is great. The other things that I can do is I can make an adjustment in my chair. I can sit a little bit closer, I can sit a little bit farther, I can move the backrest a little bit, I can make it a little bit higher, a little bit lower. Is that putting me in a perfect posture? That's not the point. The point is, for just a minimal amount of time, is it putting me in a different posture? Now, when I'm in my office, now I can close the door so nobody's watching me, right? Sometimes I'll work like what I will call a normal adult human being. Sometimes I will take my chair and I will turn it sideways and I will actually kneel on my chair and do it that way for a little while. Maybe I'll slide something over so it elevates my keyboard. I'm doing, as far as my body's concerned, a different job. As far as the computer's concerned, it's the same job, but now I have changed the job description. Then what I will do is periodically, I'll move my chair completely out of the way, and I'll just kneel at my desk. Maybe I'm reading an article, or maybe I'm, crafting an email. Somebody might walk by and go, well, he's really short, right? I mean, my body's in there going, what are you doing now? Here's what I want. At the end of my workday, I want my body going, what do you do for a living, right? It cannot tell. I'm going between sitting in neutral posture. I'm making some adjustments with the chair. Periodically, I'm kneeling on the chair. Maybe once in a while, I kneel on the floor. And there's one more option. A great option is to look around your office and see if you can find a place where you can stand and do some work. It's so interesting because we get locked into this idea that we need to sit in front of our computer and we're kind of anchored there for the day. And I'll ask people in my training sessions, I'll say, well, how many of you have a job where you have to sit all day? And all these hands go up. And then I'll say, well, how many of you are actually thinking during your day? And they're like sheepishly raising a hand. I go, well, could you stand during any of that thinking, right? It doesn't have to be done necessarily in a seated position. And there's a reason for it. If I asked you, if you watched people who are anxious and nervous and trying to figure something out, what's a very common behavior? Pacing. What are they doing? They're standing up, they're moving, they're trying to generate some blood flow up to the brain, right? They're trying to get the body out of the way. Why? So they can figure something out. But you watch people, they're getting ready to maybe do a phone call. And it's not unusual that the moment we grab the phone, our knees bend and we sit down as if they're somehow connected to each other. I found a spot here. It's a little bit lower than I would like, but maybe I'd have a pad of paper here and a pen so that as I'm sitting there at my computer and I'm going, I've got an idea and I'm just thinking through the idea, maybe I stand up and I move over to this area and I think about that idea while I'm standing. It gives me the opportunity to do exactly the same thing I would have been doing in sitting, but I'm doing it now with my body not only out of the way, but my body appreciating what it is that I'm doing. Now, you may also notice I've got my water bottle with me. There's a reason for that. Actually, there's two reasons. One of the reasons is to keep hydrated throughout the day. One of the number one symptoms associated with dehydration is fatigue. And when we get focused in on our work, it's very common for us to forget to drink enough water and stay hydrated. But there's a second reason for this, and it's a little more subtle. If I keep drinking water all day long and I'm sitting at my desk all day, what's this going to force me to do? It's going to force me periodically to get up and at least take the walk to the restroom. Again, you may look at it as going, oh my gosh, it's pulling me away from my work. Your body is saying thank you for doing something that at least allows me to get a little bit of what I need during the day. The last thing I want to talk about for better sitting is the idea of movement and change of posture. This is why it's so near and dear to me, this last one, is because you always have limitations in physical environment, in timelines, and all of that. You know what we really don't have restrictions on? The ability to move and change positions. Just to do a quick stretch periodically, let your body breathe, change positions, do the rule of opposites, where if you've been sitting, stand for a second or whatever. The idea with movement and change of posture is that, people will say to me, Michael, how often should I move? How often should I stretch? If they're asking, it's telling me that any movement and stretching in their day is probably going to be more than they're doing now. So I don't want to say it's every 10 minutes or it's every 15 minutes or whatever it's going to be. What I want to tell you is that it needs to be consistent. And if you can create consistency, it will start to become habit. Your body will start to learn to like that. I don't typically go longer than 10 or 15 minutes without just standing up for a moment. Or if I'm sitting and I'm looking at an email or I'm looking at a report, it's just doing, and here's the beauty of this. People will look at stretching and go, oh, you're not working anymore. And then I look at people and I go, well, do you think when you work? Because guess what I can do while I'm doing this? I don't have to go, oh, can't think about the report anymore. I have to do this stretch. That's not the way it works. The way it works is it's complementary to it. And the more you can make it complementary to what you're doing, the more you will find that it's easy to integrate it into your day, right? Because when you watch somebody working, and their head is forward, and their teeth are clenched, and their shoulders are rolled forward, and they're hitting the keys hard, we look at them and we go, oh my, they are really working hard. No, you know what they're doing? They're working inefficiently. If you walk by somebody's office and they look comfortable, and they're in neutral posture, and they're hitting the keys nicely, and they're stopping once in a while and doing a stretch, that is actually somebody who is getting their work done efficiently. Right? These micro breaks, just taking a couple of seconds to do a stretch is no different for your body than what you're doing for your eyes when you blink, what you're doing for your lungs when you take a quick breath. What is that? That's stuff where we go, that's what your body needs. And the way that we've done sitting for so long is to say, here's the right way to do it. Here are the stretches you have to do and all of that. And what I would like you to think about is just the idea that to lower the demands as you're working, just set up for neutral posture, right? Find more than one way to do the same job. Periodically, in a timeline that works for you, stretch, change posture, and all you are doing is taking a task that you're going to be doing anyway. You're increasing the efficiency, you're lowering the demands, and you're allowing yourself to go home at the end of a workday with a body that's ready for whatever it is that lies ahead. Want to learn more? Check out these other videos next.